What is going on? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're either watching this or listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast views and all. I'm Courtney Rollins here as the certified probate expert for Durham, North Carolina, and the senior transition specialist for Durham, North Carolina, which essentially means I help families who are looking for caring options and solutions for their property when they're either attempting to sell it or attempting to find what they're going to do with it if they're going through the probate process. Or perhaps they're looking for a way to fund the next space or community that their loved one is living in. And so on this podcast, I try to get in with some really short, specific topics that you may be facing that may help you navigate the process. Now, I must have a disclaimer: I'm not an attorney or a practicing attorney or a financial advisor, but I am sharing my experience helping families through the probate process in North Carolina. And I say expert, I'm not saying I know everything about probate. There's probably tons of stuff I don't know than I do know, to be quite honest. That's because there's so many things that can happen. As far as the overall principles, I feel very strong in that. And I feel like expertise is a process. It is something that you continue to do and become. And thank you to Bill Gross over at Probate Weekly for continuing to emphasize that, and Chad Corbett, the gentleman that I've learned so much about how to approach the probate process. And since I'm shouting out folks, got to shout out to all the leads, also Coach Chuck and Bruce and Tim and all those folks over there helping us really serve you at a higher level. And today we're going to look at one of those questions that you may have is if you are the executor or the personal representative of an estate, do you need the approval of everyone who's going to be a beneficiary of the inheritance? Do you need the heirs' approval to sell a house in North Carolina? So let's find out. Again, just a reminder, probate is the legal process of settling the affairs in the estate of a deceased party. When someone passes away with assets in their name or debt in their name, there has to be a legal way to process that. And so that's called probate. Now, although property doesn't necessarily go through the probate process, there are beneficiaries, there are people who receive the property, and quite often, since most estates do have property involved, many people also may not be in position where they want to keep the property. There's many reasons. Here's 5 real quick ones. One, they may need to sell the property to pay the debt that's owed by the estate, and that's what we'll dig into a little bit today. They may also need the property funds so they can actually distribute inheritance to the heirs. It also may be specifically in the will of the decedent to actually sell the property. You may also find that you need to sort of include number 1, but because you are smart enough to find an attorney, and not saying that you're not smart if you don't have an attorney, you can go through probate without an attorney. But if you have an attorney, legal representation, then you may need the funds to pay for the attorney. And it may be because the surviving members, the spouse or family members of folks are really considering moving and downsizing. So selling the property is be the best resort for you, or option for you. Now, again, do you need every heir's approval to sell the house, sell the property? The short answer is no, you don't. However, but you may still need court approval, and you also must use the estate account. You open up a bank account in the name of the state with the letters of testament that you have, or letters of administration if you're not an executor, you're an administrator. Regardless, the money, the proceeds can't just go into your personal account. They have to go into an account so it can be managed during the inventory and accounting and distribution stage. And you must use the proceeds to pay the debts and distribute money to the heirs. And all heirs are going to be notified. So anytime that you sell or even petition to sell, then the heirs will get notification. So please know that. And they always have legal resources they can take, but it doesn't mean you can't move on with the sale. Now, this is straight from the general statutes of North Carolina. If real property not willed to the estate is needed to pay claims, it can be brought into the estate by filing a special proceeding before the clerk. So to do that, you file that. You will need, of course, if the will dictates that you sell the property, of course you can proceed. But if you do find that that you need to sell, then you can sell the property by requesting the special procedure, and you will distribute, but you'll demonstrate that there's more debt in the property than there is there are assets to pay off the debt from the estate. So you're going to provide a description of the property, its value, all that good stuff, the description of why it needs to be sold, contact info for all the heirs, and provide documents to all the heirs. The judge is going to look at it, or the clerk is going to look at it and approve it if they determine that there actually is more debt owed than are currently assets in the estate, and so you can go ahead and sell. Now, estate pro service, if you are looking for someone who can give you speed and convenience, or even other just tons of options, because maybe speed and convenience isn't an option you're looking for, but you may be looking more for the highest or best price, or you may be looking for the opportunity to live in the property afterwards. There's different tons of different options or scenarios, and the most important thing is to find someone who's going to listen to you and your family's needs, and try to connect services and support that speak to that. At State Pro Service, we would love to work with you if you're in North Carolina or even outside of North Carolina. We're helping people all in Baltimore and Alabama, and really it really gives a chance to serve at a high level. We're connected to a nationwide vetted network of estate professionals. So feel free to reach out even if you're not in Baltimore, or not Baltimore, Durham, North Carolina. In fact, that was just a text from Caring Transitions out of Baltimore. I'm helping a family who are trying to downsize now and relocate now that one of their family members passed away. They need a new place. So love to support you, love to help. Would love for you to hit a like or subscribe, or before subscribe, but any comments that you have, or give me a thumbs up just to give me some encouragement, or to know that this is helping you all. And I hope it is. Other than that, this is Courtney Rollins, and as I always in these podcasts, rising tides, it lifts all sails. Cheers.